All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, sorry for the delay. Can you please confirm whether you can hear me well? We had a problem with the system, with the back end of the system. Can you please just type yes in the question section whether you can hear me? Okay, thank you. Sorry once again for this delay. And welcome for LinnLive demonstration webinar. And let's go and see what's on the agenda today. Okay, so as you have already seen the agenda, I'll start from LinnLive overview, and then I'll skip data import because I have already got the inventory data predefined in Linnworks, and then we'll be able to go and create listings on Amazon, eBay, and Magento website using the configurators that contain predefined data for the listings. And then I'll use the data import in Linnworks to adjust the data in bulk for the items and revise listings using LinnLive. We will also create variation listings, and at the end of the webinar, I'll finalize it by going through the mapping functionality in the system. So let's go to Linnworks. This is application map, the very first screen we can see in Linnworks, and at the bottom of the page, we can see the LinnLive button. So if I click on it, we are redirected to the web browser, and we need to use the same login details as we use for Linnworks in order to log in into Linnworks account. Or we can just go to web browser and type eulinnlive.com into the search button. Okay, so this is LinnLive interface, and before we proceed further, I'll just explain you shortly what LinnLive is. And LinnLive is Linnworks extension. It's a bulk listing tool, sits on top of Linnworks database, and allows us to create bulk listings on Amazon, eBay, Magento, and BigCommerce platforms. So on the right-hand side, we can see changelog button, documentation, and hits and tips. If we click on any of them, we will be redirected to the Linnworks technical documentation for the LinnLive in this section here. The same applies for every single button. And at the top of the page, it says 5 minutes to the next listing submission. So if we just navigate to any of those numbers, we can see that it says eBay listings have been successfully processed in the last batch. So it outlines the number of processed listings, then the number of listings with errors, and the eBay listings will be processed in next batch. It means that after the 4 minutes time, the next batch will run, and the listings will be processed. The same applies for Amazon, Magento, and BigCommerce. Okay, so let's go and see what we've got on the configurators button. See if I click on configs, I can either tick or untick enable animate titles, and if I tick it and save changes, the titles will be animated when I click on them. But I'll have to re-log into LinnLive, so let's skip that. Under eBay here, we can insert our PayPal email in order to predefine the payment method and just skip that functionality when we insert the payment method within the configurator itself. I'll show you how it's done in a couple of minutes time. And the description editor can be either HTML editor or simple editor. If we specify simple editor, we will not be able to adjust HTML templates within the system. Okay, so let's start from Amazon listings. In order to list items on Amazon, we have to predefine the configurator. So I need to click on Amazon configurator. And I'll have to add new and provide a name. Before we do so, just quick guide on some buttons here at the top. Inverse selection button allows us to select all the configurations that we may have on the screen. Save changes has to be hit when we perform any changes, and then we want to save them. Cancel changes mean that we will be able to decline the changes performed. And add new allows us to add new configurator, delete selected retrospectively, and then duplicate selected, for example. Okay, so let's specify the name for the configurator. And the Amazon channel account that we're going to use is going to be co-UK. However, if we would specify any other one, Amazon would allow us to choose only the one that we have got integrated with Linnworks. So you shouldn't worry about that. Here on the category column, I need to choose the category I'm going to list my items to. And this is going to be sports, and subtype sporting goods. On the browse nodes, we can see a number of browse nodes that are on Amazon that we can select from. You can either scroll down and specify the required one, or just filter them. So I'll filter the categories, the browse nodes, sorry. And I'll choose 2 of them. Football and balls. And let's just choose football. So I've got 2. I can specify the one as a default in order to populate the listings into that specific browse node, or I can navigate to the option for default browse nodes, hit here, and select both first and second browse nodes in order to select 2 browse nodes at one time, and then populate our listings into browse nodes altogether. Extended property for the first browse node and for the second are stand for the extended properties that we may have in Linnworks that we can predefine for the category. So if I go quickly back to the Linnworks, to the My Inventory screen, and just hit under any of our items and hit Edit Item, on the extended properties, we may add new attribute. Here under name, we just need to specify the category, and value is going to be the node ID. So when you predefine that information in Linnworks, you can then map it to the extended property in LinnLive screen, and that item will be populated in the specific category that you have chosen. Okay, and before we proceed, just need to fill the attributes in. In Amazon, we have to fill the required attributes first. They are specified in red, so we may link the brand attribute to the brand extended property that we hold in Linnworks, or we can just specify the default value, such as any brand that you may need to specify here. The currency has been pre-populated, which is GBP. Item price has been taken by default. Let's just select manufacturer as brand. Barcode is a must on Amazon, because Amazon does not allow us to create any listings without having the barcode for the item, and the barcode is in form of EAN. On the left-hand side, we can see yellow and white attributes. Yellow are advisable and recommended by Amazon, and white, they are optional. So if you consider that you need any of those ones, you can just drag them and link them with extended property in Linnworks, or specify the default value. Okay, so let's just save in the meantime and save changes for the configurator. So now I need to hit an inventory button here and look for my inventory items in order to populate them on Amazon using the specified configurator. On the left-hand side at the top corner, we've got two small options here. So if I take do not show variations, the configurable products will not be shown. And under show quantity from stock location, we can either specify combined stock or from the specific location, and the stock from default or XCV location will be shown under the item quantity only. Category section, we can specify the right category from Linnworks. It can be either default or any other one, and we may have a number of different products under specific category in Linnworks. So if you consider that you need to use one of them, please do so. So if you have listing toys that you want to list from Linnworks on Amazon, and you know that those items are predefined within this category, you just need to specify that one just for quick search, and that's it. You'll be able to see only the items under this category. Mode stands for either not listed items on specific channel that we have integrated with Linnworks, listed, or errors. So we can specify any of them. If I hit on errors for the eBay account, I'll be able to see the listings that I have tried to create on eBay 5, and I wasn't successful. So let's just search for the items that I want to list on Amazon. I'm going to search by SKU. So W test is the beginning of my SKU. And as you can see, I've got 10 items. I have got SKUs, item titles, the available quantity of the items. I've got nothing on order in Linnworks, and 3 accounts, eBay, Amazon, and Magento, that I have got integrated with Linnworks. You can adjust your details of your items if you click on the SKU. So it shares the same, nearly the same screen as Linnworks does. And you can amend the barcode, item title, and so on the specific tab. They're the same as in Linnworks. Okay, in order to list items on Amazon channel, we need to multi-select them. And right-click on the Amazon column. But before we do so, I just want to show you how you can add items to the catalog to already existing items. So if I just specify, for example, this item here, right-click on the Amazon and hit Add to Catalog, I can then search. And here are a number of items that are located on Amazon, and I can specify the item that I want to add my item to. So I just need to tick this box here, and I can change the price and then change some details at the bottom of the page and list checked. So this item has now been added to the Amazon catalog. So I'm just going to multi-select the rest of the inventory items, right-click, create listings using the predefined configurator. Okay. Before we proceed to list all these items in bulk, we can multi-select them again and hit Match Selected. we will be able to retrieve already existing item on Amazon and match it with our item. Okay, so this is the item that Amazon holds, and LinnLive has searched for the item by the item barcode. So one of our items has got the same barcode as the Amazon listing has, so we can just tick the box, list the item the same as for the catalog, and then list selected. Okay, so item now is being created on the channel. The rest of those items are already highlighted. We can either unselect or select them and then process selected. Are you sure you want to process 8 selected listings? Yes, we are. So all those items are now being created on Amazon using predefined configurator. And at the meantime, we can go to eBay configurator and see how we can list items on eBay. So I need to click on config again, eBay configurators, and add new configurator for eBay. So I'll specify the same configurator name as I'm going to list footballs again. Okay, so here we need to predefine the eBay account that they're going to use in order to create listings. It's going to be eBay 5, then site, which is UK. The listing type can be either fixed price or auction. I'll choose the fixed priced one. Currency, duration of our listing, let's specify 10 days. And the rest of the tick boxes are not so mandatory. However, if you specify the specific maximum quantity, you won't be able to reach, you'll be able to reach the 99 maximum quantity on the channel, and you won't be able to cross it over. For example, on the right hand side here, send profit to charity, you can tick the box and then specify the charity organization from the list here and percentage of your profit that will be sent to the charity. International visibility means that you can your listings can be visible on specific eBay accounts, such as here. If you navigate to that box, create private listings means that you can tick the box and all your listings will be private, so no one will be able to see who has purchased the item. And enable best offer means that people will be able to offer the specific amount of money if they're not satisfied with your price, and you'll be able to either accept or decline the offer. So let's save. Hit under returns column here and specify the return policy. We can set the listing to accept or not accept returns. Refund, going to be either money back, exchange, or merchandise credit. I'll hit money back. The return paid either by buyer or seller, and duration of the return. Okay, let's specify the payment method that we're going to accept on the channel. PayPal. And credit card as well. Under shipping, we need to state our product location, which is United Kingdom and Chichester. A rate can be either flat, calculated domestic, or any other one, but everything apart from flat are used for the US accounts in order to calculate the cost for the shipping from specific postcode to specific postcode. So we're not going to use it for the UK account. Maximum dispatch time is the time that they us to dispatch the item. And let's add the shipping service. I'm going to use Royal Mail First Class, and I'll charge £1.5 for that. The service can be predefined in Linnworks and can be linked with extended properties. So we can specify the extended property from Linnworks in LinnLive, and the information will be picked up by LinnLive when listing is being created. And the additional price on the listing. If I hit extended rules for shipping service at the right side here, I'll be able to specify the weight rules and association rules. So if I hit on weight rules and add new rule, I can say that from weight 0 to 500, I'll charge £2. And then from 501 to 1 kilo, I'll charge 5. And I can save that information, and it will be tracked on the listing. Under association rules, we can specify the product price, and the shipping service will be included only if our product costs between some specific amount. Okay, let's add another shipping service. Which is going to be Royal Mail Second Class, and I think it can be free. So I just need to type 0 in and save. Under categories, the same applies to eBay as for Amazon. We need to specify and predefine the categories that are going to be used in order to list our items. So let's search for them. Okay, for example, this one here, and this one here. So we have covered those features in Amazon configurator. Just let's tick the specific category that we will use at first and save. Okay. And the specifications column, we can link our items with extended properties in Linnworks and produce the item specifics on the channel that we hold under extended properties in the Linnworks system. So I will specify brand and material only. I'll just delete everything else. And add new specification, call it material. So I'm going to link the brand with extended property brand in Linnworks. Let's go to Linnworks quickly and show you where it's located. If we search for the items we're using now, under extended properties, you can see that I have got attribute, material, and brand. And material is going to be linked with material attribute as well. However, if you do not have predefined extended properties in Linnworks, you can specify the default value for your items, and it will be used on the channel. And we can also insert HTML template for our description I have already got one predefined that I'm going to use. Okay, let's insert it here. So I need to hit an HTML button here, insert the template, update, and then save the changes. So on eBay account, we will see our description template, and then our description will be taken from Linnworks by means of inserting the tag over here. Okay, I think that I have predefined the configurator. Let's save changes first. And go to inventory button. Search for our items. Once again, I'll multi-select them. Right-click under eBay account in this case, because we're going to use eBay account in order to populate our items to. Right-click and create listings using the football by Navigate football configurator. Before we proceed, I'll just delete all the barcodes because I used those barcodes for the Amazon, but those barcodes are relevant for eBay, so I have to delete them first. Okay, and now we can multi-select them and either hit process selected, but it's going to take a little bit more time, so I'll just better create every listing by hitting create button. Okay, we have now created 10 listings on eBay, and we can search and expand the item and see the listing. Okay, this is one of our listings. We've got the title, the condition of the item, time left for the listing, quantity, the price, the postage costs, payment methods, returns. Underneath here, brand and material have been taken from the Linnworks and populated on the listing. And finally, our description template and this our description from Linnworks. Let's see another listing. So as you can see, we have managed to create 10 items in bulk on eBay. In general, it takes faster to create listings on eBay. It takes a little bit more time to create those listings on Amazon because Amazon performs validation checks. So yeah, that's the reason. Let's see whether our items have been created on Amazon. If I go to config, click on Amazon, and then click on the templates to see my items. No, they're still being created on Amazon, but we can go and predefine the Magento configurator at the time being and list items on Magento. So the same applies for Magento, just configurator and then Magento configurator and add new configurator. Before you can actually list items on Magento, you have to predefine the attribute set and the categories and attributes for attribute set on your Magento backend, and then you have to make sure that you have integrated your Magento with LinnLive. We will not cover that during the webinar, but if we go back to our website and on the help and support section, on the video tutorials, if you scroll a little bit down until we see Magento configurator, here, Magento listings creating and managing product listing on the Magento from LinnLive. It explains how you can predefine those data in Magento backend, Magento admin panel before listing, and then you can use LinnLive in order to create listings on Magento. So let's specify the name for the configurator. No, sorry, in case of Magento, it's not going to be football, it will be t-shirts. The site, we don't have any physical domain name. However, we've got the IP address, so we're going to use it. Let's specify the attribute set, which is shirts. The attribute set which exists on our Magento backend. Categories. We're going to list shirts, so I need to select apparel and then shirts. And here we can see attributes that are already predefined on the Magento. So if I just add another attribute, for example, model, it will populate the predefined value which exists on the Magento backend. And if you tick manage stock, you'll be able to manage stock with Linnworks. And show means that configurator will be shown when you try to create listings. So let's say changes first, and then go search for our t-shirts. I'll sort them by SKU. Here we go. We can specify a number of different items that we want to populate on Magento. I'll choose generic polo t-shirt black, large one, red, which is going to be large as well, and white. And then I need to right click on the Magento column on the Magento account, create listings, and use t-shirts configurator from Magento. Okay, we can multi-select them again and hit process selected. Let's see whether we have got our items created on Amazon. Okay, as you can see, it takes time for Amazon to create those items, but it's quite faster for eBay, and the reason being, as I mentioned, is that Amazon performs validation checks. At the moment, we can go and overview the variations procedure within LinnLive. So if we click on variations, we can search for our variation group that exists in Linnworks. We've got generic polo t-shirts, and it contains 9 products. All these products are the same products. They differed by size and by color. So if we go back to Linnworks for a moment once again, search for items, and I'll just specify the column chooser here. Sorry, once again. Right, we've got variation group column already. So now we can see the variation group of our items and every single product which is included into the variation. So they are polo t-shirts which are black, red, and white in our case, and sizes are large, medium, and small. If I navigate to combined available quantity on column here, we can see the quantity for the specific variant and whether we have got something in order or not. So in order to list those items, we need to right click on the specific account that we want to populate them to, and then create them. So I'll use eBay. right click, create listings, and I've got no available configurator. It means that I have not predefined any information in eBay configurator. So we need to go back to configs, eBay, hit under variations column here, and specify the attributes for our variation group. This is going to be size and color, so I can remove every single other one and add color. And the same procedure applies to variations. We can link them with extended properties. Or produce a default value here and save. Save changes. Let's go back to variations, search for the variation group, and then right click, create listings using the same configurator as we did before. The very important point before you can create your configure products on eBay is just to click on the variations column here and specify the association with your pictures on the channel, and this is going to be color, because when we're gonna choose the right product, colors will change. So I need to specify color and then click save. By the same token, on this screen you can go through your products and see the SKUs, titles, images, the prices, and your attributes, and then just create this item. Okay, we have now created our variation product, and we can expand the column and view the listing. Okay, so if I expand the color button here, I can see I've got black, red, and white color. So when I click on either one of them, the price may change depending on the size. And the same information has been pre-populated, which is the description and attributes. Okay, let's double check again what happens with Amazon. Okay. It shouldn't take so long, and to be honest, it's quite hard to guess why it takes so long to create items on Amazon. Let's search. And I hope we should see them created already. Okay, right, yes. Our items have been created on Amazon account. On the left-hand side, you can see the Get ASIN button. So if we just click on any of them, we can see the listing that has been created on Amazon account and all the predefined information for the product, which is the title, image, the brand, and description. And let's go to Magento configurator and double check whether we have get items populated on Magento. Okay, so status says okay. We can go to our Magento platform and see and view our items. As far as we remember, we have predefined the category, which is shirts. And if you go to apparel, click on shirts category on our Magento site and look through the catalog, it is visible that we got 3 shirts that we used to that were created while in live. So the image, the title, the price, quantity, description, and the model, which is unavailable, so it wasn't predefined on the admin panel of Magento. Okay, so another quite important feature is mapping functionality in LinnLive. And if I click on mapping button here and then eBay mapping, I can search for already created templates in LinnLive, or I can hit this button here and then load new eBay listings. So the functionality has been designed with the purpose of linking existing listings with inventory items in LinnLive and with the purpose of adjusting and updating the inventory, because as you may know, in Linnworks you may have the inventory item which is linked with listing on eBay, for example, but you won't be able to adjust price, title, or description. You will only be able to output the quantity once you get the order into the system. So this functionality allows you to actually create a specific configurator and then the template of that listing in LinnLive, and then you'll be able to use LinnLive in order to change either item title, price, description, or item specifics in LinnLive, or in bulk using Linnworks data import. So I can search for our items, for example, and we can see that they have got template. So status says mapped with template. It means that our listing has been linked with inventory item and it is adjustable using LinnLive. If we double click on it, I can see on the right hand side that I've got the inventory item which is in Linnworks, the template of LinnLive, and the configurator. If you randomly search for all our items, we can see a number of different statuses. Mapped with inventory means that your listing, which is on the left-hand side here, has been mapped with inventory on the right-hand side here in Linnworks, but the actual template does not exist in LinnLive. If you see the status says not mapped and the color is white, sorry guys, just to let you know, I'll be able to answer your questions at the end of the webinar. So please feel free to address them and post them in the question section provided, and I'll try to answer as many as I can afterwards. Okay, so yeah, if it says not mapped, it means that you have got the listing of that item on eBay, but you don't have the actual inventory item in Linnworks. So you'll have to create the inventory item by dragging the item to the drop listing to create new stock item here. Okay, so let's double click on any of our listings, and it says ready for mapping. So what we can do now, we can just double click once again and then drag that listing to the item in order to link it and predefine the template in LinnLive. Okay, so it prompts us to create a configurator before we can link the template. So we can leave the configurator name as it is, so just change it, and under extended properties here and shipping services, we can specify the required one. So for example, it says shipping service, which is UK Royal Mail first class. standard, and we can specify the extended property that we have got in Linnworks, or just an additional extended property for the item. So in case we've got the same extended property in Linnworks and the value is some amount of specific amount of money, you can just save that and continue, and the information will be populated using the same configurator. Okay. And if we go and search for this SKU, which is going to be TTR 10013, in inventory. Okay, so we need to go and check whether we have got our configurator created for this template. Okay, yes. So as you can see, we haven't changed configurator name, so it has been created, and the template has been created as well. So we can expand it and view the template for this item. Okay, before we proceed any further, let's just go and overview quickly what this button contains specific features. So if you click download new eBay listings, you'll be able to download the listings which are not predefined in LinnLive, and they are not linked with any template in LinnLive. You can click do not show mapped listings, and listings which are not mapped will not be shown. And the confirmation messages that we receive, for example, this way. I'm sorry, we haven't received any confirmation message, but we receive confirmation messages when we try to link our listings with items. So if you hit this specific option, you will not be able to produce any messages. Okay, so here, as I said, we've got the listing and we don't have any inventory item. So we need to double click on it and then double click again and drag the listing over here to create an inventory item in Linnworks, and then create the template in LinnLive as well. So this is the confirmation message I was talking about. Yes? Okay, as you can see now, on the left-hand side, we've got the listing, and on the right-hand side, we've got the item. And this one has been predefined in LinnLive. Okay, let's see how we can adjust our listings manually and in bulk. So we need to go to inventory, search for our listings. Okay, for example, we've got all these items that we have listed to eBay account and Amazon. And so you can see numbers, they can be either in bold or not. If the numbers are in bold, it means that we have used LinnLive in order to create the listing, and we've got the template within the system. If the number is not bold, it means that we have got the association of our inventory item with listing, but the actual template does not exist in the system. Okay, so I can just specify the specific item, then right click and hit edit selected. From this template here, I can change the price, for example, and update. Let's expand and see what we've got. Yes, so the price has been updated straight away. Let's try to change the title of an item. Okay. So title has been changed as well. Okay, another method is to right click on the item, hit on price adjustment if you want to adjust the prices. And here, well, let's actually pick up a couple of items. Hit price adjustment, and you can adjust the prices straight away for 3 items. So you can either specify another price, hit set, and the price will be changed, or you can multi-select all your items, specify the number, which is, let's say 10, select units, and then columns or rows, and hit process. As you can see, our prices have been changed by 10. If we specify percent, the 10% will be added to the price, and then we can update those prices. And as you can see, listings are highlighted in gray, and it means that they are being updated. And let's re-import some data into Linnworks and see how we can adjust items in bulk. So I just need to go to data import. And re-import the inventory items data into Linnworks. And I'll have to use the product description and attributes because I'm going to import data into specific channel, which is eBay 5 that we're using right now. So I need to specify the file here, the actual one, which is webinar demonstration file for revision. Untick default and select the source, which is eBay, and subsource eBay 5. Okay, I'm not going to go through the data import because it can be covered during the Linnworks demonstration webinar, and we've got already recorded webinar. So if you consider you need to go through the data import, you can watch the recorded webinar. So you can go through video tutorials on the website here, scroll a little bit down until you see data import section, and go through the videos here. Okay, so data has been imported. Let's see whether it has been pre-populated in Linnworks. So releasing descriptions. Yes, so data has been changed in Linnworks. We can go to LinnLive right now, highlight all of our items, right click, and click to instant adjustment or listing adjustment. So if I specify instant adjustment, I'll be able to adjust prices, titles, or descriptions straight away in bulk, or everything all together. So if I just, let's specify 2 of our items or 3 of them, hit listing adjustment, we can adjust either titles, descriptions, extended properties, or select all. Update title and description of those items. Or I could retrospectively click to adjust all listings and the close window, and they're being revised. So now I've highlighted other 4 items, and we need to click to specify the instant adjustment at the bottom here. what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to see whether items have been updated. So I'm just going to specify the configurator and see and search for the templates. As you can see, the items are being updated. And I think that's it for today's webinar. Let's allow ourselves five minutes time, and then you can post your questions to this question section during the break, and I'll be able to come back and answer your questions afterwards. So we'll speak to you later in 5 minutes time. Hello again. Just before we proceed, can you please confirm that you can hear me well right now, so I'll be able to answer your questions? And we don't have too many questions. We've got only 2 or 3 questions. Okay, thank you, Pradeep. Right, so the first question I can see is from Richard Salvi, and it says, just looked at the mapping in LinnLive2, and it only shows a message, sorry, this page is under development. Is this right? Richard, after the webinar, we will be able to unlock the mapping functionality. So it will be, you'll be able to use it. So it's not under development anymore. Okay. Another question from Pardeep Dylan. In the example for Amazon, you looked for an item that was already listed on Amazon. What if you would like to list items that are not on the Amazon catalog yet? Okay, Pradeep, I showed 3 options to list items. First one was add to catalog. Okay, so let's go back to Amazon quickly on inventory. Search for the items. So you can either right-click under Amazon account for a specific item and add it to catalog, or you can multi-highlight your products, then right-click, create listings, choose the configurator, either match selected or process all, and all your listings that have not been matched, they will be processed and they will be populated as different listings on Amazon. They will not be linked to any specific item that has already been created. And okay, another question from Pardeep. For eBay, can existing listings not be mapped to an existing configurator instead of creating a new configurator? Okay, so it is possible to map the listings for the existing configurator. So if we go to mapping, okay, we can see the configurator column here. So we can either specify the predefined configurator and then map the listing and create a template inside the existing configurator, or we can create new. It depends on the listing itself. If listing matches the configurator that already exists, it can be linked. If not, you'll have to create new one. Okay, guys, I don't have any more questions at the moment, so if you want to post any more, you can, or we will finalize the webinar. Okay. Okay, so Richard asks, is it possible to map 2 stock items to one eBay listing, i.e. pack of items? It is impossible to map 2 stock items to one listing. It is possible to map a number of listings with 1 stock item, and this is done with the purpose of stock control, and otherwise you will mess up your data. So only 1 item can be linked to a number of listings, but not a number of items to 1 listing. Okay, so as I can see, I don't have any more questions. So this concludes our webinar, and thank you for watching, guys.